Okay, so today we're going to continue to open our Collage Center, and we've got a few more things that I've added for us to use. So let's start at the top with one of the things I'm most excited for. This up here is our paper crimpers. We have a whole bunch of them. We have 6, and each one has a pattern on it. The way that you use it is you take a piece of paper, I'm going to use this scrap paper, and you need a small piece for this. So I'm just going to rip it. It needs to fit between here and here. If I go like this, I can see that that's a little bit too wide. So I have an option where I could either fold it or cut it smaller. So I'm just going to make it smaller. Okay, so I have this smaller piece of paper. Fits between there and there. I stick it between the 2 black parts, and then I turn this little wheel here. Sometimes you need an extra set of hands or a friend to help you get started, but once you get started, it's easy peasy. I turned it the wrong way. Stick it between the 2 and then turn the knob. The paper gets shoved between the 2 wheels, and then you just keep turning. And as you turn, the paper comes out the other side, and the pattern shows up on the paper. There's a little heart pattern on there. It's pretty cool. There is also wavy lines and stars, flowers, lace, and teddy bears. So you can use these to help add texture to your artwork, because now this paper is bumpy like the texture plates. You can add texture to your collages with this. Down here, we have some more fun things for you to use. First, classic hole punch. You just stick your paper in between and squeeze. Then your paper has a small hole. It creates a bunch of little dots. Please do not allow these little dots to be all over the floor. We have a dustpan to clean it up if you need to, or you can use these little dots in your collages. If for some reason you need a bigger dot, we have these hole punches, which go from bigger, bigger, and biggest. So if you need to cut a circle, we can use these. The way that you use these is you take this thing and you place your paper inside the hole in the front. Then place it on the ground and push on the button on the top really hard. You have to push down really hard. You would place it on the table. Then your paper should come out and it has a hole in it. And if you want that actual circle, it's in here. So you can use this in your collage, or you could use the hole in your collage. Some of them work better than others. Just know that if they're older and not as sharp, they don't work as well. In this bin here, we have special, I like to call them zigzag scissors. But really this one is like a wavy pattern. This one is a small zigzag, they call it ripples. All the scissors have different patterns on them. So you would use that to just cut your paper like you would with normal scissors, except the edge will be patterned. Let me try a bigger one, see if you can see it better. So those are fun. Okay, next down here, I have some magazines for you. So if you want to take a magazine, this one is called Animal, and you can look through it and find some cute pictures inside the magazine. This one clearly has pictures of animals. So like if you wanted that cute doggy, oh, that doggy in your picture, you could cut it out and glue it onto your pictures. Now, it's a-okay to cut magazines when people are done with them. If you have a magazine at home, ask before you cut it. And sometimes Miss Schaefer will put old books in here too. These are literally discarded. The library is getting rid of some old books and they put them in the trash. So I thought that we could cut them apart and use them in our collages. So sometimes I'll put books in here. Down on the bottom shelf, we have additional types of papers that you can use in your collages. If you want to do a mosaic and put a bunch of tiny squares together, this container here is just filled with tiny little squares. You might want to bring the whole container with you back to your seat, but if somebody comes and wants to take some, let them. This container has some bigger shapes on them. They're going to be a little hard to stick, so you're going to want to use the white glue for that and then let it dry. I've got little letters here that you can use, and tissue paper in this one. So all these extra collage materials are bonuses. You certainly don't need them to make a collage, but it gives some collages something a little bit extra. So in my collage here, I tried to use as many of the new materials as I could. Note that it was hard for me to find all the letters to make the word love. It's not impossible, but it might take you some time. So go ahead and experiment with everything we have and share if there's multiple things that need to be shared among people. Be a good classmate and have a good time.